In this video, I'm taking you along on my latest adventure in Bangkok, shooting courses in epic locations with some of my favorite models. Behind the scenes footage from our location and boudoir shoots are already going up over at Patreon Uncut. You can see details on that below. From glamorous dance studios to gritty urbexing, whilst trying not to slip in puddles or fall in the mud, soaking in the views and meeting the locals, it was really an unforgettable trip. But the real star of this adventure is the brand new Sony A7R6. 4 years after the A7R5, it's here with refined upgrades, modest spec bumps, a bigger battery, and blazing fast frames per second. So 4 years after the last release, is there enough here to warrant an upgrade? In this video, I'll be sharing the results of several weeks of field testing, and we'll answer that question together. The Sony A7R6 is here, and it's already had a bit of a world tour. I wasn't able to get a loaner from Sony USA, Japan, Hong Kong, or Australia, so big thanks to B&H Photo who sent me this one out from Brooklyn to Hong Kong. But because the camera is actually made in Thailand, we flew to Bangkok to test it out. So today I'm going to be traveling around temples and markets with local model Lin Lin.
Hey!
Ta-da! We're starting off at Wat Pho. I have the 28-70 F2 and the 16-35 2.8 G2. So let's wander around and see what this new camera has to offer. It literally has 0 frames, so I'm gonna be offering you guys sample download files, and we'll make sure the very first photo it takes is amongst them. When you first pick up the A7R6, the body feels almost identical to the predecessor. Same footprint with a slightly deeper grip that makes it feel a little more comfortable in hand. Resolution has been bumped up by about 9.5% from 61 megapixels to 66.8, giving you a bit more detail for large prints and heavy crops. But the real spec jump here is under the hood. This is finally using a fully stacked CMOS sensor. That means rolling shutter should be dramatically reduced, and burst performance jumps from 10 frames a second to a blistering 30 frames in electronic shutter. Driving all of this is Sony's new Bionz XR2 processor with an AI unit, which not only handles the faster readout, but also promises smarter autofocus, better subject recognition, and extended video endurance. In short, whilst the body looks familiar, the internals mark a serious step forward, especially for action shooters and hybrid creators. Now, if you're a long-term Sony user, one thing you might be wondering about is the new battery. This guy's got an A7R, which looks significantly bigger than the old one. Does mean you're gonna need to buy all new batteries for this camera. Fortunately, it comes with the dedicated charger, so that's nice as they're transitioning it over. Despite being considerably bigger, the camera hasn't grown much. I think the overall camera body is actually 10 grams lighter. The wattage on it says it's about 20% more capacity, but they're claiming 25% more photos. So today I had it fully charged before we started, and I'm just gonna keep shooting and shooting and shooting until it completely dies, and then I'll share with you how many photos did I get, how many hours were we out, and how much video we took. So stick around to the end and I'll share that info. So with the A7R6, Sony claim an extra stop of dynamic range, now up to 16. I believe that's at low ISOs, which that's where you're going to get the best dynamic range on any camera. So let's shoot some here with the hard sun and see what we're able to recover when we highlight for the highlights. To test the A7R6's dynamic range, I shot a full series from 0 compensation all the way up to +5 and then down to -5 stops. Here's the baseline shot at 0. This is 1 stop over, that's easy to pull back. 2 stops over, and the highlights actually already show a tint, and they're close to being unrecoverable. 3 stops over, and the highlights are fully blown. 4 and 5 stops over, it's completely ruined. There's basically no detail left in the top quadrant. Back to 0 now, let's look at the underexposed shots. 1 stop under, fully recovered. 2 stops under, also clean. 3 stops, the shadows lift nicely. 4 stops, still recoverable. And 5 stops, surprisingly, Even this comes back with loads of great usable detail. Just check out that final before and after. The shadow recovery on the A7R6 is really outstanding. So credit where it's due, this guy has increased the resolution and doubled the frames per second of the predecessor. The Z8 and Z9 were kind of the only ones in this point in the market that were really high res and high frames per second. So this guy now doing whatever it is, 67 megapixel at 30 frames a second, it's pretty impressive. And they're saying it does 60 AF calculations a second. So at 30 frames a second, I guess that means it can do at least 2 calculations per shot to keep her in focus. Now, it's way too hot to do something really athletic, but I'll just have her walk nice and fast down this nice frame and see how it keeps up with her face, and we'll try to do some faster moving objects later in the test. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Beautiful, right at me. You walk very well. Pretty, pretty, pretty.
Ready?
Yeah, yeah. It's worth noting this camera can only do 10 frames a second with mechanical shutter like we're doing here. So in this test, we got off 39 shots in about 4 seconds, 32 were perfectly sharp, 4 were slightly off focus, and another 3 were clearly lagging behind, and her earrings were more in focus than her eyes. Later I went to a bird park to test out the 30 frame per second electronic shutter and the raw pre-capture. Firstly, I'm insanely jealous as my cameras don't have raw pre-capture, and it's such a fantastic feature and it works beautifully on the Sony. In terms of the high frames a second, it is staggering just how many frames you get off and how quickly your card fills up. I was getting about 64 frames before it starts to stagger and buffer. Using pro-grade CF Express A cards, that cleared the 64 images in just 7.5 seconds when writing high-quality RAW to a single card. But if you're shooting with SD cards, the situation is pretty grim. I tested 10 different UHS-2 cards, and the clearing time ranged from 20.5 seconds on Sony's top speed Tough card to well over a minute using other cards that have similar speed ratings. And most of the cards took 50 to 55 seconds to clear. That's a lot of potentially missed moments waiting for the buffer to empty itself. Now, quick mention of the screen and EVF on this guy. The articulating screen on the latest generation Sonys is so fantastic. It turns in every direction, they're high resolution, they're bright, they're contrasty. For this kind of camera, I really don't think Canon and Nikon have an answer to them. They're just really, really well designed. For the EVF, the 5 already had a 9.44 million dot EVF that was beautifully detailed. This, I think, is the same panel, but they're now saying it's up to 3 times brighter and can support HDR. Okay, just behind me is the actual Wat that we've come here for. This is Wat Pho, and it's for the giant reclining Buddha. So he's in that building. So I'll go to my 16 to 35. Whilst I'm in there, they do also claim an improvement in in-body stabilization performance. So I'll see how slow I can handhold some shots of Lin Lin in there. Thank you, Lin Lin. I opted to shoot the reclining Buddha instead of Lin Lin, as he's a bit less likely to move on these longer exposures. To my eye, going through these and checking them at 100% all the way through to 1 second is still pin sharp, and 1.6 and 2 seconds have a little bit of movement blur in there. But I have to say, still, given the pixel density, that's a pretty impressive result. Shooting environmental portraits with Lin Lin was really enjoyable. If you want to level up your portrait game, I've just put live a 5-part completely free guide to improving your portraiture. You can see the details of that below. Check it out. How do we call this place?
Talad Dok Mai.
Talad Dok Mai. We are now at stop 2 on our trip at Talad Dok Mai.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good. Which is one of the biggest flower markets in Bangkok, only 10 minutes from the Wat Pho that we were at before. It doesn't look too different to Hong Kong, but let's have a little look through and see what interesting things we can find and do a bit more testing on this camera. Please lead us.
The flower market was a great opportunity to check out the overall low light performance. The subject detection was outstanding, tracking was really good in both stills and video. Yes, the stills files are noisy at high ISO, but that's to be expected from such a high resolution sensor.
So hard to be natural.
The images in this video have already been run through Rebloom to perfect Lin Lin skin. That's part of my usual workflow. You can download a free trial of Rebloom below, as well as the raw image files to check out for yourself.
People passing by on the street will be smiling at me.
Hey Chubby, are you eating my camera?
But there's a light in love.
I think he is pooing.
The sky starts to roll up its clouds, so the sun can just stop hiding out.
Hello, puppy.
Arms will open and sing like birds that are spreading wings. So every night I stare.
The day was half camera testing, half casual city exploration with Lin Lin, and it was so much fun. I spent a lot of the day chatting to the local market cats and their human slaves.
Hard to get, but I know you're out there. I just wait for the day where
Hello. Oh, you're a spaz, aren't you?
sky is spread open its clouds, so the sun can just stop hiding out.
Oh, you're very pretty. No, mommy. Wanna be my friend? Beautiful. Thank you. So look, having taken lots of photos of cats and beautiful Lin Lin, I wanted to say the battery life is really good. Now, one thing you want to note, SEPA testing methodology is really specific the way they have to do it, and you'll usually find it outperforms that. So this only claims 710 shots on a full charge. It's just starting to rain. I think it's going to pour. Sorry about that. But I have taken 889 frames, including a fair bit of 4K 100 frame video, and I still have 51% battery. So I think we're going to get through the day without having to charge it at all. Pretty good result. If we don't get washed away, our plan is to now go catch a ferry. We have ponchos. This could get fun. Let's go. Hold.
And I don't wanna be lonely when winter is freezing and trees start to bolt. And I don't wanna be sitting.
The A7R6 brings real video gains over the R5. Faster readout from the new stack sensor, far less rolling shutter, improved autofocus thanks to the updated processor, and better heat management for longer recording. It's a noticeable step up for hybrid shooters.
Saw you.
Yeah, it's definitely raining. It's definitely raining. I'm trapped. My review, wet. It's wet. It's very wet here. Welcome to Wat Arun. After spending 25 minutes putting on all of our wet weather gear, the rain has just about gone, so I guess let's take a walk around. Ponchos are doing a good job, except knee to big toe is completely saturated. Anyway, this is Bangkok. This is fun. It is a weatherproof camera. Fuck it, let's go. Come on, Lin Lin. Are you weatherproof? I'll use this to wade through the deep waters.
Cause you don't know me and I don't know you, but it breaks breaks my heart. You're looking so blue on the first of the year. I just picked your name on the coffee cup. With a stroke of luck, the guy just messed up and gave your cup to me. A dark cappuccino is what made us meet. The way you came toward me, dragging your feet, and I just smiled at you.
So look, I have to give credit where it's due. Sony have made so many improvements over the last few generations, and the handling is getting better and better. As I said, the screen is great. And we're now well over 1,000 images and still have 24% battery left. Let's head to Chinatown and we'll round out our day there. My goodness, the fog here is terrible. So after this camera's round the world trip, it seems fitting that we now bring it to Chinatown. So far, it's been so fantastic shooting with Lin Lin. Please do check out her social media. I'll have links to it all below. If you're in Bangkok, she's a wonderful model to work with. You can also grab the sample files there. And I just realized she's on the safe side. I'm standing in traffic. Let me get out of here. So much smarter than the Hong Kong style, right? No using big sticks. Okay, update on the battery. I've now taken 1,867 photos today. That probably includes the videos. And I still have 11% battery. Let's pop on screen. That's the total number that I was able to get before the battery completely exhausted itself. Just jumping in, as well as shooting with Lin Lin all around Bangkok. I've got several different shoots with like a dozen different models whilst I'm here in Bangkok. So I'm gonna take the Sony along to a bunch of them. Today we're shooting in this amazing studio space with Nina and also Maria. And I've been shooting with these. There's really nothing to complain about. It's performing beautifully. I do love this lens. So as well as the sample files of Lin Lin, I'll be able to show you some of the different shots we got on this week in Bangkok. And you'll see behind the scenes on a bunch of these different shoots over at Patreon Uncut. So make sure you check that out. Back to my shoot with Maria.
So I've been shooting with the A7R6 for a bit over a month now, thanks to B&H Photo for getting it out to us. I've shot over 5,000 different frames, and really there's a lot to like here. I'm loving the pre-capture RAW. The handling is really nice, the battery's better, the 30 frames a second electronic shutter, and the IBIS is genuinely impressive. Honestly, this is the first Sony camera in a long time that I would personally consider buying. Having said that, if I already owned the A7R5, I don't know that I would. I don't know that there's enough of an upgrade between those two that would justify me paying the extra upgrade price, as well as buying a whole new set of batteries to accommodate the new guy, and upgrading all of my SD cards to CF Express A to be able to actually make use of this speed. But if you shoot a lot of action and you've been wanting a truly stacked sensor in the R series, or you push your files hard in post and want deeper shadow recovery, then yeah, this upgrade probably will make sense for you. Check out the sample files, Patreon Uncut, and the new portraiture course. All those details are below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you soon.